neighbor. I was just looking at this map of Baltimore with Octavia the ostrich. Octavia, do you know what all that red is? Those are the book deserts in my neighborhood. Hi, I'm Storybook Maze, and this is the story of how this map made me a radical street librarian and influencer for good. It all started when I was reading a book to my nieces on my front stoop when neighborhood kids started gathering around. So I invited them to join us. After I was finished reading, the kids didn't want story time to stop. Go home and read a book, I said. We don't have books at home, was their response. I was surprised to realize that some kids in our neighborhood don't have a single book at home. So I began reading to them myself. I called it Stoop Story Time, and the process inspired me to become a librarian. But as a librarian, I quickly realized that the children that come into the libraries weren't the same ones I was reading to on my front stoop. I learned about something called library barriers and book deserts, and I found out that my neighborhood was one of the worst. I knew I couldn't reach my neighbors who needed most inside library walls, so I became a radical street librarian, increasing book access in 3 ways: free public book vending machines, pop-up free bookstores, and stoop story times. As a librarian, I use my expertise to curate collections that reflect the children reading them. As an influencer for good, I mobilize social media for social change, creating viral videos to raise awareness, and partnering with brands. And you know what? It worked! In 2021, we were featured on Good Morning America. In 2022, we put 3,000 diverse books into the hands of kids. And in 2023, we installed our first free public book vending machine. We saw kids go from hating reading to hungry for books that represented them. But many times, they still needed someone to read that book to them. And parents needed storytime modeled to make it part of their routine. Once I was doing a giveaway, and a 4th grade girl's face lit up when she saw Sulway. She ran over and asked me to read it to her because she couldn't read it herself. Providing holistic book access means we also provide ways for children who can't read to hear the stories inside. That's why we're fundraising for a book trolley that will allow us to meet our neighbors with story time right on their front stoop. You know, I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. Won't you be my neighbor? Share this video with your neighbors and follow me, Storybook Maze, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.